All right, cool. So yesterday we spent a little bit of time creating unit fractions by folding fraction strips. So I just want to go over this really quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time, right? So we'll go with 1/6. And in class yesterday, we spent some time learning the different ways that we could fold to create unit fractions. So one way that we could create 1/6 was folding by, right, we'd start with a half, and then we would fold it into 3 equal parts, or fold it into thirds. So I'm going to try that. And again, I'm recording by myself, so, right, 1/2, and then folding that half into an S. Yeah, don't try this at home. Folding that half into an S. You get the picture. Not quite there, but you get 6 equal parts when you do that. So what we're really doing though is we're really showing division of fractions, right? So if I start with a half and I divide it into 3 equal parts, right? It's the same thing as timesing by 1/3, right? And you would end up with 6, or 1/6, 6 equal parts. And it's the same exact thing if we were to start with thirds first, and if we were to, start with 1/3, our little s, and then we would divide each part of that into 2 equal parts, we end up with 1/6. It's the same thing as saying 1/2 of 1/3. And this is like saying 1/3 of 1/2. Anyways, 1/3 times 1/2 is also 1/6. And let me just try to connect that visually for you guys, right? So if I have 1/2, that's for this model, by the way, 1/3 of 1/2. So if I have a half and I split it into 3 equal parts, one-third, because this represents my half, the part that I shaded. Remember that I shaded originally. 1/3 of that is now 1/6. In fact, these are all 6. But 1/3 of 1/2 is 1/6. I could also show you that the other way being horizontal, right? Here's my half, and now I'm splitting it in 3 equal parts, but I'm doing it horizontally this time, right? This is my original 1/2, and 1/3 of that, or this, is 1/6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hope that makes sense. I'm gonna do this one really quickly, right? So for this one, it's 1/3 divided by 2. So I'm gonna start with 1/3. Here's my 1/3. And I'm splitting this into 2 equal parts. Now I could do it this way, horizontal, like I did down here. I'm gonna do it this way though. Okay, that was my original 1/3. Half of it is 1/6. Now I'll do it horizontally. Here's my 1/3. All right, here's a 1/3. Horizontal split. That's 1/6, half of that. Okay, so 1/2 of 1/3 is 1/6. This is why you can multiply, it's the same thing. Hope that makes some sense.